Dear my respectful viewer, you are in the third part of your program, Believes and Believer, and our subject is tradition or sunnah. That we talked about it last week, and that this is today is the translation of the last week. As you know that always each subject which I am bringing to you, and the first is the Farsi and the second one is I'm translated by English. So however, today is our subject is tradition or sunnah. I talk about already about the who brought the name of sunnah. It was Imam Hanbal, and also I gave you already the history when he born, when he was, even the other three Imam too. And now according to the history of these four Imam, just I know it is questioned which one of these four Imam to be close or to be more reliable or perfect of his hadith is Abu Hanifa, because he at least he met the Sahaba during his life. He was even 30 years he met the two Sahaba of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anyway, all this hadith which he said supposed to be no doubt, no anything wrong with him, no any doubt, because he has related, he saw, he has a witness. In this case, Abu Hanifa must be the person for real authors of hadith. However, even he met, even he has related to the family wise of his father, and himself also met with by his last companion in his life. But the other three Imam did not do it. After him, the another three Imam. After him is Abu Malik and Shafi'i, and then Hanbal. But Hanbal is very make so much tight for the one to be Ahl Sunnat only, but before them all Muslims. However, Imam Hanbal has a lot of story that I would like to give you a little bit information. That first, he was not agree with the four Hafiz who remember Hafiz al-Quran, which we know about. This is four of them we know in our book always. Our hadith is first of all was Zayd bin Sabit, and then Sa'd bin As, and then Abdullah bin Zubair, and then Abdurrahman bin Haris. These are the one which we in history is written in Islamic history. His name is there. Imam Hanbal was against this. He said no. There are supposed to be 15 Sahaba. He mentioned it, all of them, that all of them in Mecca, they are all of them is Hafiz al-Quran. They were Hafiz al-Quran. And also about 11 from Medina, from Ansar. They were all of them. He had complaint why you put it in the history or the government at that time of the Khilafat of Amawiyan which Khilafat Umayyan did not mention all the names, and he was against that. In that reason, the time of Khilafat Ma'mun al-Rashid, he sent them to the prison, and during the prison time he wrote the book, that book which I mentioned about Al-Shaybani, and he said that is these are wrong, is not right, is not justice. The history mentioned it, the Umayyan always about the poor Hafiz al-Quran, which is supposed to be 24 or 26. However, there's two things which he mentioned. One in his stress or for the deen had two. One is he said al-Sunnat, even though even though he's divided, but he is stressed to be al-Sunnat, bring the name of al-Sunnat. And the second, he said the Qari'an, or those rememberer of Quran, there has to be 26, has to be named but in that regard of his complaint, argument, they send them to the jail. However, no matter whatever is we as a Muslims, as a follower of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we accept whatever these four Imams said. We call ourselves Ahlul Sunnat wal Jama'at. We agree with that. Because why we agree that? We should be agree with that, no matter. When we are in the Salah every Friday, what is the khutbah? What the declaration of every khutbah is? What is that in the Friday? We saying that is فَإِنَّ أَصْدَقَ الْحَدِيثَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ وَكَلَامُ اللَّهِ, and then وَخَيْرُ الْهَدْيَ هَدْيَ مُحَمَّدٍ صلى الله عليه وسلم وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. So it means verily the most truthful is the Kalamullah Quran, and the best recommendation is the recommendation of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Khairul Hadiya, and then the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the worst affair or newly invented, and that one is supposed to be as the ego, newly invented, which is ego brings something, there's some kind of a way of own desire, and this ego, every ego newly which invented through to religions, these are all innovation, and every innovation, religious innovation is entirely misguidance, and every misguidance go to the hellfire. That's why every Friday we listen to the Imam, that's khutbah. Now we would like to know about the Sharia also. I would like to talk about some little bit about the Sharia. What is the Sharia? Sharia in Islam is idiom's definition, gave meaning an act or action can perform visibly and obviously, shows with the evidence, can be called Shariat. It means anything that we see, that we heard, that we this in the by action, it is Sharia. A person can judge to someone action of the Sharia contain three things. That the Sharia is contained of three things. What is that? Theology, mysticism, practical wisdom. First, we have to know the difference between mystic and jurists. Is the specific mystic theory of the Sharia and the truth, haqiqah. Mystics and jurists agree that the Sharia, that is Islamic rule and regulation, is based on a set of fact and materials. Jurists usually interpret these material as being happiness to the highest use of the material benefit. But mystics believe that all paths lead to God, and that all material and truth are the kind of condition, possibility, means, and cause that lead man to God. However, in Sharia, sense of a person belief is the way of Prophet set it up, and the four Imams set it up, distributed them among the all Muslims, mostly Ahl Sunnat. For example, a person can be a Muslim. Person come in how we call it Muslim. Of course, the person will say La ilaha illallah, one. And if we be true to the Sharia point, somebody has to listen from him, and then has to be witness that he did. And other than that, it is be by himself, whatever is in his wife is not the Sharia. Sharia has to be need the witness. So on that Friday, which I mentioned about the Asdaq al-Hadith Kalam Allah, wa Khairul Hadi Hadi Muhammad, these are the mean that the truth is the truth of Allah, the word of Allah. And what Allah said, when we believe for that, what Allah said in this case, He said through to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommendation, or through the obeying the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a way of Sunnah, He said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا لِيُطَاعَ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. So, and then I send a message to my messenger to obey to Prophet, to him. Also in another verse also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned it, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu ati'u Allah wa ati'u ar-rasula wa ulul amri minkum. So that's all another one. And also another one, فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ وَإِن كُنتُمْ تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَحْسَنُ تَأْوِيلًا. So it means, O you who believe, obey Allah and obey the Rasul, those in his comments, in comment among you, that whatever he said. Then if you differ in anything, then refer to the back to Allah and to his Rasul. So it means that the obeying of Prophet also is in hukm of Allah, no matter. In the other place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, وَمَنْ يَطِعِ الرَّسُولُ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ اللَّهَ. So essentially, it says, Allah mentioned it, you have to be obeyed to me and on my messenger. So these are all about the Sunnah today. May Allah bless you. If I be, inshallah, next week, if I come another subject. And at the same time, make sure the support Iman TV and support the one of the website which you see under close to my name. So please help, please help, please help. Thank you so much for listening. May Allah bless you. Khuda Hafiz.